Right, everything should be working. Okay, good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and Xenos of all ages, and welcome to another Tactica Imperialis live stream. It's been a while. It's been about a month since I've done a live stream, but I've got a free evening now where I'm not going to be getting anybody's way, so thought I'd sit down for an hour or two with you guys, have a bit of a conversation, maybe talk some AOS, because I have one of these. Battletome Stormcast Eternals. After some faffing about, I do have it. So I can talk about any of the lore that's in there. If people have any questions about the new stuff, the old stuff, what's changed, etc, etc, etc. Can do all of that good stuff. And I've got some fun little hobby that I wanted to show off as well. A conversion project that I've started, as well as a model that I'm working on. I'm not going to be doing any painting tonight. I'm kind of in the living room. Probably not a good idea to be painting in the living room, because if we have a known oil spill, yeah, no, just no, I don't want another known oil spill, not on this carpet. No, yeah, probably be disowned if I did that, so not going to do that. So just be a bit of a sit and talk type of stream, nice chilled affair, have a bit of a chat, bit of a catch up, and enjoy all the things about this hobby. Talk a bit about Titanic, I'm not super across it, but then there's only so much that we do know, but I just hope that we have a good stream. Hello everyone, good to see the people arriving. Got about 10 people here as is. I'm not expecting a huge crowd because I pretty much announced this 20 minutes ago. I barely announced this, but I have it out on Twitter and on Discord, so hopefully a few people show, which will be good. I'm going to get some new people in the Discord server eventually. Thank you, Rowan, you'll sort that. Yeah, okay, people are arriving. So how is everybody this Thursday evening? Because obviously the UK is still in the middle of a heat wave, but people getting introductions to the hobby, all of that good stuff. I just hope everyone's doing well, and feel free to share your hobby stories of the last few weeks, because I've got a few, because I finally got a chance to play with the new Battletome, which is all good. Got a chance to experiment around with that, and finally refine what I want the final build to be for my army before I let the Stormcast go, because as much as I'm ready to move on and do Darkling Covens or whatever, I do feel like there's a couple of things about Stormcast that I just want to get completed. The Legion of Asgore, I've never seen them in a tournament. There's only been a couple of AOS tournaments since the new edition, so there's only so much that we can say. All I know is they haven't shown up in any tournament ranking that I've seen. That may just be down to not being used, because most people don't own the models, because Chaos Dwarves are primarily Forge World, I believe. So a lot of people won't have the models. I honestly think they'll do okay. I faced Chaos Dwarves once. I think Legion of Asgore is Chaos Dwarves. But I faced Chaos Dwarves once with my Order Serpentis back in AOS 1, and it was very heavy on Hero Hammer, and so I feel like Hero Hammer might not be ideal for them. I haven't seen the new Allegiance abilities though, so I'm in no position to comment on how they do in the new edition. Finish all the core models, look for it. Yeah, the heat's not pleasant. I've been playing a game today, and our conservatory gets stupid hot with the heat, so I sympathise. I do sympathise. Should probably open that back up. Yeah. Because I've closed it all up because I don't want like a massive pile of bugs getting in and all that stuff while I'm streaming. So, and it just minimises the echo a teensy bit to have the doors closed. But I should be fine in here. It's the other. If I was in the other room, I'd probably want everything open, but not a problem in here. There is a fan I could use, I suppose, but it's fine. It's all good. Anything on here? Fan next to you makes the paint dry stupid fast even though they're wet. Yeah, if you put a fan next to your palette, that's not going to end well. I mean, paints dry quite quickly anyway, especially when you put them on a model. But yeah, I can imagine that that's not ideal. It's not ideal, I can imagine. But sometimes you just got to make those compromises. I mean, I don't have that particular problem because I am like the worst painter in the world. I don't use a palette. I just paint straight out the pot. So I'm kind of a horrible person to comment on that. But I can imagine it being a problem, yeah. That's unhelpful. Dwarves are weaker now. Shooting eye, but don't count them as low tier. Some of the best artillery. Yeah, like I mean, I play a shooting army somewhat in Vanguard Stormcast, and shooting has got no. Shooting's not bad. Like shooting a pure shooting army, I don't think is great. I'll give you that. But the idea of good artillery, I mean, mixed order. Mixed order, whilst I haven't seen it coming top tier anymore, mixed order is still a thing as far as I'm aware. Because Lord Ordinators are still there. In fact, it gained the Celestar Ballista. So mixed order might still have plenty of stuff going for it. So artillery, gunliney, shooty armies do function. Admittedly, in tournaments, if you're using pitch battles and that lot, objective capping is not something mixed order does very well. And certainly I don't think Legion of Asgore can do very well because they're dwarven artillery. So they're really, really, really slow. But being a Chaos faction, you can easily ally in something fast moving. So you could ally in... I don't know, some Screamers of Tzeentch, sure you could ally in some Plague Drones or some Slaneshi Chariots if you need some speed. If you need some magic, easy. Yeah, and you need some melee units, easy. Honestly, I think on their own they might not be great, but they'd be good for getting some shooting into a Chaos army. I don't think you'd run them alone, but I think you could probably ally in some artillery and a tanky unit and a hero to a 2,000 point army so you get some extra guns in there. Maybe. I don't know, I'm just guessing. Yeah, a cooler's gonna be expensive. Yeah. I wouldn't want a servitor. No way. A servitor is a lobotomized person. Let's not forget that. A servitor is a lobotomite. Let's just keep that in mind, alright? Just before we go running off on things to do with servitors in real life. Servitors are lobotomized. Just saying. Does AOS have a skirmish game like Kill Team? Kill Team? No. Skirmish? Yes. There is an entirely separate game mode for AOS called Skirmish, which is smaller scale games. If you're wanting very small collections of models that you can then transfer into a larger army but can't really do anything on their own, you might want to consider Shadespire, because that's a completely different game system, very different mechanics. Like, it's a hex-based game as far as I'm aware, but it introduces you to the universe and it introduces you to the models. I think Skirmish is probably your best bet, although I don't know how Skirmish exactly works. I've never really looked into it. But the smallest scale game I can really suggest is Skirmish, because Shadespire mechanically is completely different. Yeah. And in terms of not investing too heavily, I mean, Start Collectings are a good safe bet. Like 50 quid to get you a leader, a battle line unit, and a something. It lacks high quality elite units. Hard hitting in melee is something to get from alliances. Yeah, something like Skull Reapers, or Wrathmongers, or Blood Crushers, or Blight Kings, I don't know. Just, you can find something. Oh dear, guys. Stream chat. Can always rely on stream chat for memes, nonsense, and silliness. But hey, that's fine. Some servers aren't entirely brainwashed them and still sentence them to realise they are Yeah, I think there's one of that in what's it called? Priest of Mars? Priest of Mars? Is it a Priest of Mars? I feel like it was in Priest of Mars. There was a servitor who was somewhat sentient. I can't... Well, the Priest of Mars series, I think. I think. I can't quite remember. Start collecting Caradron. Oh yeah, okay. Start collecting Caradron. Exception to the rule. Like, Stormcast, there's 3 of them now. Basic comes with Liberators. And other one comes with Vanguard Hunters. New one comes with Liberators. It's all fine. Sylvaneth comes with Dryads. Most of them, barring pretty much Caradron, do come with a battle line unit. If a battle line unit is, well, there. Generally, you will find they do, but Caradron is the exception that proves the rule, I suppose. Yeah, I've been fine. I mean, if it's a long time no see, if you've even been watching my stuff. Yeah, not too bad. I've been getting a bit of AOS 2 experience, learning how the new Stormcast function, learning how the new Edition functions a bit, keeping up on all that. So yeah, pretty good. Just getting on some work for uni as well, and getting ready to go back in September. And doing some hobby. Some very, very fun hobby, in fact. Okay, I can't wait. I want to show you this. So, on Tuesday, I bought a Knight Venator. Ta-da! That is a Knight Venator. So that's a really cool one. I've wanted a Venator for ages because they go into Vanguard Chamber as their command for the battalion. And, well, hello, it's a gorgeous model. But, this kit comes with the alternate build of the Knight Azeroth. Oh, why is the wolf here? Anyway, this comes with the Knight Azeroth alternate build. So what I did was I took the Knight Azeroth components and I did some conversion work. And you know the model I picked? I picked the Evocator Prime from Soul Wars. To the wings. The wings look awful. They look absolutely awful. I'm going to be honest, the wings are the worst part of the model because they're just not highlighted very well. But I did have, actually lying around from a starter box set that I got a few like spare pieces from after Kieran was done converting them for his corn. And that included a spare set of Prosecutor wings. So if you combine the sword and the lantern and the helm of a Knight Azeroth, some Prosecutor wings, and the... Oh yes, you have a Star Drake. Yes. So what I did was I took the Evocator Prime and I did a double arm swap, a head swap, and some wings. And I made my own Knight Azeroth. I don't know what angles to hold this bloody thing at. Let's go with that. So yeah, I made myself my own converted Knight Azeroth from the Soul Wars Evocator Prime. And the good part is that I can pull off the wings because they're just blue tacked on to help with transport. And then I can use them as a Lord Veritant instead. So if I want a Lord Veritant, I can swap their wings out for like a Paladin's backpack. And then I've got a Lord Veritant. Sick! Yeah, I'm so happy with it. Like, I started working on the ideas, like, which model do I want to use for this conversion? Because I didn't have any spares. And I was like, oh, the Evocator Prime is because it's got his sword up here, his staff across here. Okay, let's go with that. And so I changed the sword out. That was the easy bit. Then I had to chop off the arm at the elbow. And then chop off the hand joint a bit to get the hand to stop holding the lantern sort of like this. Hold it like this. So I had to get that right. But then I had to chop off a bit of the head, cut the head out. That wasn't fun. And then I just had to glue some wings to the back. I know it's a conversion, but it just wow. I love this model. It's one of my favourite models in my entire army. And it shows that you can actually convert these things. You actually can convert these things. They're a nightmare to do, but the conversions work. And I love it. I genuinely love this model. It's one of my favourites. Now look at the painting game. They're not that good. The colours, it's just white. It's literally just grey, wash, null oil, highlight, bright grey. There's no real fancy colours to the Venator at all. It's my basic colour scheme, just with fancy wings. Yeah, I had to change. I did a head swap. Yeah. So the Evocator Prime head normally is the faceplate, and you got a little bit coming off the back, and then a plume. Whereas this is the Knight Azeroth's actual head, which is much more spiky. Yeah, it's a full head swap. Yeah, I wanted to show you that because I'm really happy with it. Talons of the Emperor to paint some Stormcast. Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, you've painted that much gold, you'll probably be in decent practice. To be fair, there's so many more Storm hosts in here now. Like, how many are there? 9. They give you 27 different colour schemes in here, which is not bad. 27 colour schemes is not bad. And they give you painting guides for about 10 of them. The colour Marines, then paint them again. Fair. What colours am I going to paint? Same as usual. So, black armour with purple shoulder pads, gold trim. The robes, I'm not sure. Like, I might do it kind of like my Evocators, which is purple lower robes and red upper robes. So red tabard over purple robes. So that's what I'm thinking, because I quite like that combination on my Sequitors and Evocators. So I might just go with that. If I wanted to look unique, I might change the red for another colour, because I want to keep the purple robes because purple's my secondary colour. See, what do they do for Sons of Malice Sequitors, if they even do? Or do they just do a Liberator? Oh, it's just a Liberator. Never mind. Is it weird that I have no interest in playing 40k, but I'm obsessed with the idea of the 40k universe? Not at all. Not at all. It's fine. It's honestly completely fine because, well, look at channels like Remlays. Barely plays at all, yet has an entirely lore-based channel. It works. Oh, I'm talking about... I'm not saying I'm an expert on painting. I'm not at all. Are mounts worth the cost for Stormcasters? Better to get the extra models and heroes for the same cost. That probably depends on the hero, because a Celestant, getting him on a Dracoth gives you much more options for weapons like the Tempestos Hammer, and you get speed, and you get the mount's damage, and you get the mount's trait, and you get a different command ability. And a shooting attack. If you go for a Star Drake, well, that's 400 and something points. I don't know. I faced the Lord Celestant on Star Drake actually the other day, and maybe it's just that it was matched up against Vanguard Paladors, who like are best at tanking it because they've got high wounds and low model count. But I wasn't overwhelmed. I think a Dracoth is probably quite worth it. That aura of immune to battle shock in the right army is probably worth it. Though for that 120 points, you could also get a Knight Vexillor, a Knight Venator, or a Lord Veritant as an option, or 5 Sequitors, or 5 Vanguard Hunters, depending on your build. For a Star Drake, well, too many options. The Lord Arcanum I haven't used. I haven't used the foot-mounted Lord Arcanum, and my Griff Charger one died in his first game in one turn, so I never got to use him either. And I've not really looked into the Draco line or Taurolon, in all honesty. So, I think it will depend on your opponent and the build you're going for. If you're going for a controlling build where you want to have as much board control as you can, you probably don't need a mount. Or you want the cheaper mount like the Dracos, which will give you an aura immune to Battle Shock, particularly if you're playing defensively. If you want your Lord Arcanum to be more of a mixed attacker, or you want it to be an attacker, going with a Draco line gives you more offense, going with a Griff Charger gives you more healing and more buffs, and going with the Taurolon gives you, again, more punch. So it depends on what you want your hero to do, and what your build is calling for, I think. That's what I would say. Yeah, there's a lot of cool lore in 40k. Yeah, 560. I thought it was 560. Just the number one. I've had 600 in my head, and I know that's wrong. Is that a list of 4K video games? Did somebody ask? It looks like a list of 40k video games. There's a bunch of older ones than that. And some recent ones like Freeblade, Space Wolf, Storm of Vengeance. Not that you should probably play half of those. I think Freeblade's okay. There's a new one coming for the Mechanicus. Is it called Mechanicus? Might be, you know. A sort of ex-commy game. Does it look like it? What is that question? What is this in relation to? Oh, Venator or Draco in anvils. Right, okay. Okay, I can work this one out for you then. Let me have a think. So, anvils. Rerolling fail battle shock. Can attack with its missile weapons or make moves like the melee weapons. Strike one for every character as general. Pick one of the melee weapons. If you're playing anvils, then you're already getting reroll battle shock. So there's an argument for saying that the command ability of immune to battle shock over 24-inch aura is less useful in anvils because you're already re-rolling. And you also have inspiring presence if you need it to save you. So in terms of if you're worried about battle shock, I think go with the Venator. The command ability that you'll get as anvils gives you the ability to shoot with the Venator in the hero phase as well. Or if your Lord is in melee attack, or somebody else can attack. I think if you want your Celestin to be a beat stick, you probably want the Draco, but the Celestin's command ability, if you're playing offensively, is what? +1 attack on the turn you charge? Hang on. Just let me go remind myself. Lord Celestin. +1 to hit in the combat phase. So if you're going into melee a lot, or expect your Celestin to be in the middle of your army going into melee, getting +1 to hit across your entire army, or in terms of like entire section of the line, is quite good. Especially because you're already rerolling Battle Shock and you're immune to Battle Shock command ability, therefore it's not as powerful. Command trait, Artifact, Personally, I just love the Venator. I think the Venator is an amazing model, and the Star-Fated Arrow gives you something that Stormcast really lack, even with their magic now, and that's sniping. It gives you the ability to pick out a hero or an annoying monster that's sort of flying around and just kill it. Damage D6 +3 is really, really powerful. So I would argue that you should go with the Venator, because you'll also have to consider that in objective games, you have an extra hero for taking objectives. In missions like Duality of Death or Places of Power. So You're going to go on foot. Okay. Just thought I'd explain it. Because like, if you were going with someone other than anvils, the calculation is different. Because you're not rerolling your battle shock anymore. So you might want... well, Celestial Vindicators work really well with a foot seller stint. Ba-bum. Ba-bum, ba-bum, bum, ba-bum, bum, ba-bum, bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. Plus what to hit against monsters, that wouldn't help you as a Venator because you already hit on 2s. Yeah, okay. If you go foot, I'd agree. Foot version is probably the better call in that case. 4K Terminators. Terminators are alright. Gameplay wise, I think they kind of suck these days. I don't know. I've not really played with them. I've certainly not played with them, and I've barely ever played against them because I haven't played 40k in a year. Well, 6 months. I've played 40k in 6 months, so I'm a bit rusty. Lore-wise, I think they're cool. Tabletop-wise, I think they probably suck. Wardrobe hasn't started his book. Okay, fair enough. The aggressors. Oh, the aggressors are lovely models. I won't lie. The aggressors are lovely models, to my mind. I think they're really, really nice models. They're sort of like sort of like mini Centurions or bigger Centurions, perhaps. Space Marine Air Units. They've got the Storm Talon, the Storm Raven, and the Stormhawk Interceptor. Aggressors are great, but they're tricky to use properly. Yeah, I can imagine that. I can imagine that because they're such a powerful punch that knowing how to apply them and where is definitely going to be a tricky one. Do 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 do. Try for the showers after their forward opponent is only good if you go first. True. Stormhawk Interceptor. Yep. The Storm Raven gunship and the Storm Talon gunship. Yep. Thought it was a Stormhawk. I remember that one nearly snuck past me, the Stormhawk. But good to know. Like the chat will just talk to each other now. They'll just like work this out between them and I'll just commentate. Well, yeah, I'll have some minstrels while the chat has a natter with itself. Seems like a plan to me. I get minstrels, the chat gets its questions answered, everybody's happy. And God, yeah, there's bloody 4-draw ones as well. Forgotten about them. Confirmed Lionel Johnson has returned. Oh yeah? Sure. Sure. If that were the case, I get the feeling that that's just trying to bait everybody. So, I wouldn't put much stock in it personally. But, I mean, why would they reveal an article at 7:30 on a Thursday? Makes no sense. It's not going to be true. Almost certainly. So there is a thing about new Warhammer board game at Gen Con. What's this? Titanicus, Battle of Pelennor Fields, Dice Masters. Dice building battler to build a team of heroes. That's interesting. Trying to put my finger on that is. Doomseeker. Seeking appropriately glorious death for the card game. That's kind of fun. And then AOS Champions, knew about that. Wrath and Glory. RPG thingy. Gretchen's. What? What? What is this? Grot Racing? Grot Racing? What the flip? Space Marine Adventures. Looks like Space Hulk. It's not. Blitz Bowl. Ah. Baby's First Blood Bowl. Ah, Baby's First Blood Bowl. Cool. Quest to Mount Doom. That's just in Snakes and Ladders. Well, it's not, but sure. And an Ultra Secret Tabletop from a mysterious licensed partner. Okay, there's a hell of a lot going on at Gen Con this weekend. Bloody hell. There is a lot going on at Gen Con this weekend if you like board games and you like the hobby. Blimey. That's impressive. Yeah, Lion was the leader of the Dark Angels, yeah. Space Wolves proving once again that they are absolute idiots. Dang. Dear, dear, dear. Eesh. God, if I do a video on Azrael, I'm going to break the comments if I carry on with this. Roast. Roast across the bows. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Checkhouse comment person. What am I on about? Space Wolves are idiots. Where is the confuse? You know I'm joking, but hey, it's fine. You know I'm no fan of Space Wolves. I played Thousand Suns in 30k, so if I played 30k, I'd play Thousand Suns. I have a Magnus model, so I'm not exactly going to back the Wolves here at all, am I? Okay, not from a player. Fair enough. Green Knights Thunderhawks can carry Inquisition infantry. Oh, I did not know that. That's interesting. And kind of cool. Hey, I play Farzad Tau. My main army in 40k, well, most recent army in 40k was Farsight Tau. I'm kind of tempted to say my main army is Orcs, but I don't know if my main army is Orcs. It's kind of weird. Alright, it is kind of Orcs, but I haven't looked at my Orcs in ages because, well, no new models and no codex. On raw points, my main army is Orcs, but in terms of most played this edition, it's definitely my Tau. Inquisition can take any Imperial transport. Yep. Yep, that's right. And just requisition whatever the flip they want. That. I mean, a Custodes Land Raid is a little bit of an odd one. But, hey, they're the Inquisition. They can do what they like. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. Iron did nothing wrong. Iron did nothing wrong? I don't know about Armin did nothing wrong. I don't think I agree with that. I find it hard to... Yeah. Not sure about that one. Not sure about that one at all. But fair enough. Fair enough. We're going to have another sit and read with Tactica Imperialis. Oh, I don't have the power. I'm going to run out of charge in this, aren't I? Yeah, I might need to go to a break in like 5 or 10 minutes, go and get my charger, and then rejig the whole setup because of that. I have a theory about Lion and Dark Angels. Half the chapter turning is now known to have happened to the White Scars. True. So that's not a shame it was played out to be. Not bad enough to hide for this long. However, the White Scars business was handled in one place. There was one coup d'etat attempt, and it was put down, and the ones who betrayed were either killed or became the Sagyal Mazan after repenting. So the White Scars dealt with it internally, quickly and efficiently, and so the Dark Angels dealt with it their way, and the White Scars dealt with it their way. No, that calculation is slightly off. A chapter includes 10 companies, yes. A squad includes 10 Marines, yes. A company contains 100 Marines-ish. Because they're not divided up evenly. Like, companies 2 through 9 roughly are, but then you have the first company, which is a little bit wonky, and the 10th company, which is the Scouts, which is a little bit wonky. So, it's 1,000 Marines in 10 companies and squads of about 10. Companies including a certain set number of squads is only really a thing in the Codex compliant companies, and only in companies 2 through 9. The White Scars didn't learn about the Fallen. In the second Battle of Prospero, I believe, there was a coup d'etat attempt from the White Scars fleet whilst Dragatai was on Prospero. Was it Prospero? I think it was Prospero 2. There was a coup d'etat in space whilst Dragatai fought Mortarion. The White Scars has nothing to do with the Fallen. Two completely different stories. Yes, 1,000 Marines in a chapter. Yes. You can go look in any codex, Space Marines, and you'll generally find the structure of companies at least 2 through 9. 1 and 10 vary a bit. No problem. I hope that made it a bit more clear. Yes, you have non-compliant chapters, like the Black Templars. Not oddballs, just not compliant. Yeah, there are variances from chapter to chapter. Like, the Exorcists have 3 scout companies. The Black Templars don't give a damn. The great companies of the Space Wolves. Then the variants within the company structure, like the Deathwing and the Ravenwing of the Dark Angels. The Death Company of the Blood Angels, and so on and so on. The Codex compliant chapters, of which the Ultramarines are one, follow that structure. There is a lot of variance therein in other chapters. Yeah, there are no known successor chapters to the Salamanders at this point. I don't believe there have been any Primaris ones either. Although I'd have to check that one, whether there are any Salamander successors in the Ultima Founding. Mantis Warriors? No. I think they're White Scar? I feel like they're White Scar, though I could be wrong. No, the Salamanders did not die out. The Salamanders were at a very, very low operating strength. Like, not even enough to field a full chapter by the end of the Heresy. But because they took such heavy losses in the Istvan 5 drop site massacre. But they were never wiped out. They've never been wiped out. I'm surprised that White Scar. I thought they were. I don't know why I thought they were, but I had something in the back of my mind that told me they were White Scars when I did my research on the Red Corsairs and the Bad Ab War and all that stuff. Something just told me they were. Non-Primaris Space Wolves, Non-Primaris Blood Angels. They're particularly bad after what happened on Baal. Space Wolves and Blood Angels are pretty teetering at the moment. What do you think of Age of Sigmar? I'm reading the book, I play the game. I'll be honest, you must be kind of new around here. So, welcome, first off, welcome. Yeah, I really like AOS. AOS has been my year. Has been my game this year. I've collected 5,000 or 6,000 points of Stormcast Eternals, and I'm really enjoying playing them. I'm going to move on to a new army in the new academic year, and I have barely played Warhammer 40k. I've really enjoyed playing AOS. It's not perfect, and I've been doing videos like critiquing it and suggesting things about it, getting started with it. And I do want to do another community discussion, because I did a video a few weeks before iOS 2 came out, back when I was in France. And I sat down with a few people from my Discord server, and we had a talk about, about AOS 2, what we were thinking about it. Whereas now, well, we want to do that. I want to do that again, if I can, get as few people back together, and let's all have a talk about it again. Yeah, I'm really enjoying AOS. It's been my game this year, definitely. Is the new Battlezone good? Yeah, I think so. Loads of good lore. Some excellent lore in here. Finally filled out like the creation process of the Stormcast Eternals a little bit. Not loads, but a little bit. A little bit about life in Azir. Probably one of my favourite bits is there's about 4 pages of how a free city is built. And I find that fascinating. I really, really do. Then we've got some just general timeliney stuff. Some good stuff in here, but I'm not going to go through it all in one go. Then a bit of like flavour, a bit of stuff on Sacrosanct, a bit of stuff on Vanguard and Extremis. And then a bit about the times. The one thing that I will say about this book is you lose out a bit on not chamber battalions. Allow me to explain. So, the Sacrosanct Chamber is made up of 4 battalions. The Sacrosanct Chamber itself, which has then got 3 constituent components. So, 4 of your battalions go into 1 chamber. Then you have 3 for Vanguard, 4 for Extremis, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that go into the various options for Warrior Chamber stuff. Warrior Chamber, Vanguard Chamber, not Vanguard Chamber, Harbinger Chamber, and Exemplar Chamber. The only one that mixes them up, like says some Vanguard with Extremis, some Sacrosanct with some Basic, is the Soul Strike Brotherhood, and that's Sacrosanct with Vanguard. It's 2 units of Hunters, 2 units of Castigators, 1 Celestar Ballista, and that's it. So the Celestial Hunting Pack, which was one of my favourites, gone. Storm Vortex Garrison, which I just finished building, gone. Storm Lords, or whatever it's called, that are Stardrake Prosecutors and Paladors, gone. What were the other ones? The Ether Strike Force, that was all about shooting, gone. If you're wanting to just do flavourful battalions and not build a chamber, then you don't have that option anymore. They're taking a lot of them away. And that kind of sucks. Addicted to plastic crack with Stormcast flavour. Better than actual crack, I'll say that. Probably, I've never tried it. The reason I ask is, I have a rather sizable Seraphon army that I'm very disappointed in. I mean, I faced Seraphon twice while I was in France. I beat them once, and then they beat me once. Admittedly, that second time it was just Lord Croak and a block of Temple Guard and a pile of Skinks. So I'm no expert on Seraphon, but if you want to talk about it and like just about the game or the army or something you want to try collecting, by all means do say so. Never really got into the lore. Well, now's your flipping chance. This is about Oh, how much of it is lore? Oh, how much of it is lore? About 2/3? Nearly 3/4? Right, look at that. As you see where the pages get lighter-ish. That's gameplay. All of this, but this side, is lore. No, that's gameplay. That light little bit in the end, gameplay. This side, lore. All of it. Now's your chance. The other OS was pretty bare bones. Give you that. Bad start. Much better now. Quarters. Oh, battle line. Yeah, Saurus don't have that much punch, I'll give you. Skinks in numbers have some punch. But yeah. Much harder to get battalions. No. It's harder to get more varied battalions in your list. So, for me, the Vanguard Angelo's Conclave, 3 to 9 units of Hunters, 1 to 3 units of Paladors. Piece of cake. But if you had a bit of bought a bit of everything. So you bought some Liberators, you bought some Vanguard, you bought some Draco Cab. You would not get a battalion out of that anymore. Well, you wouldn't get that particular combo anymore, but you would be able to mix and match. If you build to a theme, you'll be fine. But if you build to just buy what you want, you won't get battalions quite so easily. Like the conclaves that make up the chambers, quite easy to make. The chambers themselves, bit more pricey. Bit more pricey. Heavy reliance on magic and behemoth. Magic, I'll agree. They do really rely on magic from Slann and whatnot. I mean, they're quite good on defense. I think that's the one thing you sort of need to keep in mind. The one thing to keep in mind sometimes is that not all armies are built around offense. Like Extremis Stormcast, full on offense. Warrior Stormcast, or Liberators and the like, don't hit that hard. Don't hit that hard at all, but are very, very tanky. That's what Saurus are good for. They don't hit that hard, neither do Temple Guard, but they're really, really tanky. If you want to do damage, yeah, you probably do need your Behemoths. Yeah, you probably need your artillery. Yeah, you definitely need your magic. But in terms of taking an objective and holding it, Saurus are not terrible, though they are weak to mortal wounds, I'll give you that. Does it have teleportation technology? No. They have their Slipstream module, which allows them to do antimatter stuff like fold spacetime, I think, and do wormhole stuff. But I can't think of them doing teleporters over much. Because the homing beacon, they drop in from the sky, their battlesuit units. They drop in by gunship. They don't teleport down. So, I think no. The Slipstream module kind of counts, but I don't know if it does count. It's kind of an awkward one. Now, the Ghost Killer Wall of Mirrors is not teleportation, that's just illusion. Very big difference. There's a big difference between teleportation and illusion. Yeah, I don't think they have it. Almost finished War of Secrets. Yeah, I've read snippets of War of Secrets. It is very good. It is very, very good. Just the bits I've read, I've not read it all, but the bits I have read are very, very good and they're great. You'll probably reverse engineer it. Yes, if they wanted to, if they chose to, they probably could, but it's up to them, I guess. They might not. We'll see. But they could. They definitely could. Troglodon one-shotted a Ghoul King? On a dragon? Can Ghoul Kings take dragons? Or do they just take Terrorgeist? Yeah, can take a dragon. Troglodon single-handedly kills a Ghoul King on Zombie Dragon. That's impressive. Surprising, maybe, but impressive. Very much so. Oh, the God of the Greater Good. I'll be talking about that in an upcoming video. I've already mentioned that I would. So, I will talk about, very briefly, the God of the Greater Good. I'm not going to do it as a... I'm not going to do a theory about it. I'm just going to do it... I'm going to mention it in a lore video. Just briefly. Just as far as we can. We barely know anything about it. What we know about it comes from War of Secrets and that's it. Mighty Lord of Khorne one-shot to Stardrake. Yep. Can't believe that. I think they can do that. They've got some sort of like... Oh, it's the reality-splitting axe, isn't it? You just roll a pile of 6s and everything just dies. Yes, it's super lucky, but still impressive. Lich Kings don't exist. Okay? The ghouls, flesh-eater courts. Lich Kings don't exist. It's a ghoul thing. It's a Ghoul King. It's an abhorrent Ghoul King because the Lich King isn't a thing. That's a WoW thing, not an AOS thing. There's no such thing as a Lich King. There's a Vampire Lord, but that lives in Soulblight, which is in Legions of Nagash. Then you've got the Ghoul King, who does ride a dragon, and that's from Flesh-Eater Courts, which is the ghouls. So I'm guessing it was a Ghoul King, not a Lich King. Certainly not a Lich King. Could have been a Vampire Lord allied in, I guess, but given it was the ghouls, I'm going with it's a Ghoul King. But willing to be wrong. I know what was said, just that doesn't add up. Oh God, it's warm. Oh God, now we start a WoW thing. So score a hit, and then on a 4+, you... That's very powerful. Just score a hit, roll a 4+. Are you sure? Is it that powerful? Is it that powerful? Sheesh. It's when you suffer 1 or more wounds on a 5+, they are killed. So it's wounded, not slain, and then 5+. So not hit and 4+, unsaved wound and 5+. was going to say, that seemed a little bit OP. There you go. Burns against Troglodon. Against Magic and Charging. Fair enough. Right, I'm going to take a quick break. So I'm just going to quickly go and get my charger, and I'm probably going to end up at a slightly different angle when we come back, just because of having to get the cables in. So I'm going to take a quick break, and I'll be back presently. Don't go anywhere. Right, didn't need to rearrange anything. We are back and up and running again. Excellent. Excellent. Glad everything's working properly. Things should be charging, hopefully. So, welcome back. If you did pop away or if you're new back here or whatever, welcome back to the stream. I hope that you enjoyed the first part, and we'll probably go for another 45 minutes or so. Just go slightly under 2 hours, maybe till 9 o'clock, I'm not sure. And then we shall retire for the evening, because I do enjoy doing these things, but there's only so much to say. And while I'm happy to talk about whatever, like, there's not a huge amount going on in the news right now. At least I haven't really super kept up with the news. With the Depths podcast is tomorrow. By the way, you want to watch the Depths podcast this week. you want to watch it when it comes out on Wednesdays. Episode 50. And that means mayhem. It's going to be glorious. It's going to be utterly glorious. I can almost guarantee it. Oh, excuse me. I'm afraid I cannot tell you who or what is going on with the podcast because, well, that would just be unfair. Actually, we told you before. It's an open lobby. Told you in episodes 48 and 49. There is an open lobby Adeptus Podcasters, which means that we don't know who's going to show up and when they're going to show up and if they're going to show up and how they're going to show up. It's just going to be utter mayhem. That's the whole point. So, if you like that idea, make sure you check it out. Do 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 do. Is that the Mighty Lord's ability? I know what the Mortal one, the Lord on Juggernaut, is it gives 3 units a boost. 3 mortal units and himself. I can't quite remember what it does now. Is it rerolls to wound? I think it's rerolls to wound. What time? We're not streaming it live, so it's going to be out normal time, Wednesday, 7 AM UK time, so it's going to be published, same as usual. It's going to be on Tactica Imperialis right here on this channel, so I hope you enjoy it. Yeah, I get that. Like the model, wish command was better. There's a few models like that. Like the Lord Arcanum on Turalon, or Toralon even. +2 to run rolls for Sacrosanct units. Right. And does that help literally anybody? Oh, Vanguard. Oh no, it comes after Vanguard. Reroll charges. No, no, no. Nothing to do with running. Nothing to do with running. Yeah, like, why do you have +2 run for Sacrosanct units? Why? You know, like Vanguard, you get run and shoot. I don't get it. Well, the foot-slogging Lord Arcanum. Oh, you're going to like this one. +6-inch movement for an endless spell. How useful is that? Spoiler alert, it's not. Like the Griff Charger one, quite good. Dracoline one, quite good. Foot one, useless command ability. Most movement on an endless spell. One, why are you casting an endless spell? I made a video about why endless spells are not that good. And the only predatory one there is in Stormcast, the Celestian Vortex, which is not that good. Like, why? Just why? No. No. And then Toralon, broadly useless. Dracoline, +1 attack for evocators on Dracolines nearby. Good. They've got damage D3 on the charge, that's not too bad. Griff Charger, automatically cast in power, powerful on evocators, or automatically buff both stats for the Sequitors or Casticators. Quite good also. I don't get it. It doesn't have Vanguard Chamber. Sacrosanct only. It's +2 to runs for Sacrosanct units. It's not even Stormcast. It's just Sacrosanct. So it sucks. Holding out for Slaanesh Battle Tome. Yeah, I'd like to see that. I think Slaanesh is now due. I think something for destruction first, then Slaanesh, then something else for destruction, then something for death, and then Malerian's Elves. In roughly that order. Purple Sun. Yeah. How good are you at rolling sixes? Situational. Exactly. It's situational. That's the best I can say. It's situational. Slayers Nurgle, don't want to buy a Great Unclean one. Don't. You can play Mortal Nurgle, Rotbringers. They're quite okay. I've been facing that a fair bit recently. They're not too bad. I could do with some Rend, but not too bad overall. You could take Heralds. They're quite good. You could use Heralds. Epidemias. Horticulous Slimucks. You really don't need a Great Unclean one to play Nurgle. It will help. Don't get me wrong, it will help. But it's not strictly necessary. It's not strictly necessary. Only ones like that in the spell change the game. Yeah. That's what we found as well. It's like, they're nice to have. And Chronomantic Cogs, powerful. Because they're much more easy to control. Primarily. It's just control for them. The Geminids, quite good if situational. Cogs, good. Life Swarm, debatable. In the right army, kind of okay. 100 points, yeah. Knight Zephyros, Lord Castellan, Knight Azeroth, Lord Relictil, Knight Heraldor, Lord Celestant, Celestar Ballista. There's a lot of things you can get for 100 points in Stormcast. How do Winged Demon Princess perform? I faced them a couple of times, although that was for Khorne, not Nurgle, and they do hit relatively hard. If they whiff, they whiff. That does happen. But generally, they're not too bad. They're not too bad. The Dace Arcanum is not bad. I actually did use the Dace Arcanum. The movement is really useful. The save boost is nice. And the extra Unbind is helpful. Because it also baits your opponent into dispelling it, so as you don't get the extra Unbind, so net you don't lose. 40 points, I think that's the only one I'd use of the Stormcast ones. The Everblaze Comet is powerful, but it's 100 points, and it's very easy to dispel. That's the only thing I'd say about it. It's too easy to dispel them. The Dace at least you can have distance, so it's not always easy, and doing it means that, well, you don't trade anything. You're not trading damage. You're just trading getting an extra Unbind for them not casting a spell, which is fine. I love this bloody Azeroth. So happy with it. not square right now. Glue it, I'll have to try and get it square. That's okay. It's easy enough to do. Just make sure it's square. Just for the sake of the laws of physics, it needs to be square. Ooh, carried by Crimson. Ouch. Good save though, not spilling it. Good save. Been there with normal oil. Been there, definitely. Oh yeah, when it's painted, I'll definitely be sharing it. Like I'll share the Venator in a bit. I haven't got the Star Eagle done. That's why I haven't shared the Venator because the Star Eagle isn't done. But when the Azeroth is ready, I'll absolutely share it because I really love the model. I really, really do. The lid was on. Excellent. Did there do any purple in here? No, 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 no. No, no purple. Fair. 2 of the Gaunt's novels. Nice. Nicely done. Need shock and awe. Need to remember that. Still not sure what I'm doing with Corn. Pretty disappointing to him. I don't really want to sink any more money into them. Despite what happened so far, I simply can't win. I mean, to be fair, I faced Corn and we've got a Corn player, and he's 2 for 1, I think, with his Corn, although those 2 did both come against Tzeentch. I mean, he steamrolled Tzeentch twice. Admittedly, I think he's got way more experience than the Tzeentch player, but he did steamroll him. And he went up against my Stormcast with his Cavalry Corn. And I won because the objectives were kind to me. I won by playing the objective and getting lucky. So, Corn is not utterly helpless. I think they just are a precision tool, and that's a challenge. Who really knows about Hero and Blackheart? Try the Gildar Rift. It's mostly the Silver Skulls who are the protagonists because it's the Space Marine Battle Series, but the record says the primary antagonist, so you could try that. Should be anything to do with the Bad Ab War. Think what should be anything to do with the Bad Ab War? Oh, Hero Blackheart. I don't think there's been any Bad Ab War novels, have there? There was the books, obviously, from Forge War, but I don't think there's been any novels on it that I'm aware of. Oh, right, okay. Play Vanilla Marines kind of used to losing. To be fair, when I was playing Tau, I was losing a lot. And to be fair, my Stormcast have had a mixed record. Like, they've won quite a lot since I've come home from France and I've learned how to use them. But their early games, I was getting beat. I've learned how to use them and suit my chamber, and that's definitely helped. So I think it probably will just come from learning what you want your army to do and then maximizing how you do it. Excuse me. Sorry. Oh, I don't help much. Can't damage a Stormcast line. A Stormcast line is tough. I can say a Stormcast line is tough to break. Why do you dislike Slaanesh? It's hard to explain. I just find Slaanesh really creepy. Like, Slaanesh just creeps me out, and not in a good way. Like, I'm not good for horror generally, and like creepy horror tension type stuff. So like, horror is not my genre, and being creeped out is something I really, really dislike. So Slaanesh doesn't go for me that way, and I'm not so fussed for the other side of Slaanesh either. Like the whole exuberance and overexpression. I don't know. Just Slaanesh's style doesn't suit me at all. Yeah, the final battle of Badab War was intense. The fall of Badab was pretty mad. One Reaver, was that it? Just one? Blimey. Wow, that's actually really powerful. I'm going to charge command ability on Stormcast. That's pretty powerful. Lack of good rend makes that a problem. Corners are very few ways to get them high quality elites. So hope their save rolls are bad. That and drying them in Reavers. Somewhat, yeah. Skull Cannons. Skull Cannons are your friend. And anything that deals mortal wounds is also your friend. That's what I'll say. I have nowhere to take down a Star Drake. I can say that. Like, I managed to do 4 wounds to a Star Drake. It's a 1500 point game, but I barely managed to hurt the thing. So, realistically, cracking, like, Skull Reapers on Liberators, losing that fight is unlucky, I think. But, like, Skull Cannons are very, very good, I will say, if you're willing to go into demons. And on the mortal side, I think you just need to use your heroes accurately. So putting your heroes in the right place, letting them hit what they need to hit. Because I think they've got some rend on them. That will help, I think. I don't know, I'm not an expert. Ah yes, Chaos Dwarves. They'll give you something. This Noga's a more or less nice guy. To be fair, the AOS gods are almost more caricatural than their 40k counterparts. I mean, they've obviously changed that a bit more recently, but the AOS gods have always been more evil. And like 40k's Nurgle has always had that nice guy side to him. I think it is slightly bad luck. Like, whenever I face Skull Cannons, they are terrifying. And there are formations that allow them to shoot in the hero phase or whatever. So they can be good. In the right army, they're good. And they're just useful shooting. They give you some range. If nothing else, they give you range. Keep that in mind. Excuse me a minute. Oh, the stream's gonna die. Sorry. Right, sorry about the extended break. Had a phone call I wasn't expecting, and the internet might cut out because sometimes that happens when the house phone goes. So if the stream dies, you've been warned. It shouldn't happen. Hoping it doesn't happen, but it might. So what have I missed, chat? Yeah, 30-man bloodletter units are good, I will say. I haven't faced one, but I've heard they're blooming terrifying. Yeah, Decimators are the only thing that are like proper anti-horde. The problem with Decimators though is you put them against the Horde, unless they kill that Horde by attacking first, they'll be killed by the Horde because the Horde gets huge amounts of buffs. That's the other side to that calculus. If you take in Reavers, I suggest a Blood Secretor for immune to battle shock. It'll make your life much, much, much easier. Okay, seems to be working. Good. Good. Looks like the internet didn't die. Yeah. Yeah, 10-man Bloodletter squad, it's not going to do anything particularly of note. A big squad will hurt like hell, but a 10-man, don't think so. Yeah, where was I? Oh, I overshot by a mile. That's here. Yeah, Reavers take a long time to paint. From Kieran's experience, he hates them, so I do sympathise with the plight of not wanting to paint a pile of Reavers. Yeah, you always need a Blood Secretor. I'll agree with that. Blood Secretors are powerful and should definitely have one. Is there any Forge Rod armor that doesn't cost an armor and a leg? I can't think of one. I'll be honest. I can't think of one. Paco Bell's Cannon. Played that. It's an alright piece of music. It's not my favourite, but it's an alright piece of music. Then again, I kind of have a bias against pieces I've played because I get too technical with them. Slaughter Brute. Haven't faced it personally, I don't think. But I think it is pretty okay. I don't know for sure because I've not faced it myself. I've just seen it used. And it's not too bad. It is a really cool model. I agree with that. Not so sure about the Mutalith, but the Slaughter Brute variant, very cool model. I'll agree with that for sure. So yeah. So what do I need to finish this chamber? I'm meaning to check this. Right. Vanguard Auxiliary Chamber. Where are you? Here you are. 1 Lord Kilo, check. 3 to 9 Knights, Zeros, Knights, Venator, and Knights, Zephyros in any combination. Venator there. Have a Zephyros. Got the Zeros conversion here. Check. 1 Vanguard Angelos Conclave. 1 to 3 units of Vanguard Paladors. Got 2. Check. 3 to 9 units of Vanguard Hunters. Got technically up to 5. Check. 1 Vanguard Justicar Conclave. 3 units of Vanguard Raptors and 3 units of Etherwings. Okay. I need a unit of Raptors and a unit of Etherwings, but they come in the same box, so easy enough. It's for attacking non-Behemoth targets. I think that's probably fair and true. It is good, but don't throw it at big dudes. And Bloodthirsters are cheap, apparently. Well, they're not cheap, but disposable level cheap. You can take more than one. Cornplayer's just having a chat. So if I use what I've got, then how much does that come to? Assuming I add in 1 more unit. Again, almost all even numbers. Weird. Right. So what I've got right now, 5 of those, so 600, 800, 1000. And that makes the Angelus Conclave 1160, 1300, 1480, can't make the other one, 1580, 1780, 1980, yeah, 1980, and then I've got the ability to add in another 300, that's 2280, unit of Etherwings 2330. And another one. I can get that in 2500 actually. You get into if I took a Hurricane, if I bought a box and made them Hurricane, then I could get it in 2500 with what I've got. Oh no. No, 2590. Yeah, I could do it. I could do it. 2490. I went up to 3k. If I had another unit Paladors 200. Then I bolt out the Hunters and another 5 from like Blight War or something. 120s, that's 320. How did I get there? Hang on. Didn't I do this calculation once before? Or am I, oh, my 100 point short, I'm not counting one of the knights. Why not be counting one of the knights? Do that again. 2, 320, 420, 520, then 570. 520, 620, because he's doing another 100. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, and 20, yeah, 620. 1020, 1620, 1800, 1980, 2040. Right. That was not something I expected to see. But hey. Sorry, I'm miles away. I'm just trying to work out how to get what I need to do to finish my Vanguard Chamber, because that's what I'm thinking now, is like get the Vanguard Chamber finished and that'll be the army done. That's what I'm working toward. And I worked it out the other day and I got it at 3,000 points pretty much dead. Though admittedly I was adding in snipers rather than Hurricane. But yeah. That was what I was doing. And then converting... So, anyway, sorry. Miles away. Happy to talk about it, but people want to talk about what I want to do to finish the Stormcast, I can do. Oh boy. Right, let's be tactful. Oh, what a hobbyist answer. What a hobbyist answer. Bretonians were squatted. Nice. And they were. They're gone. They still have points. They have points in the AOS app, I think, still. But, yeah, Bretonia got squatted. Kind of survived? As what? Well, they still have points, I believe, on the AOS app. Yes. So, survived in that sense. In a lore sense, no. Gone. Dead. Kaput. Squat. Kind of depends on your definition, I suppose. Oh well. I don't think we'll see anything like Bretonia again, though, to be fair. An army like Bretonia, I don't think we'll ever see that again. Like an army of peasant infantry and sort of noble knights. I don't know. I know Free Peoples kind of could be treated like that, but I don't think it really is anymore. I feel like it's a bit more meritocratic now, the Free Peoples. I'll check and check that. That's all about that. The Forces of Order. Free guilds. I suppose they have sort of kept the old empire wise. Suppose. Good guy Varangard. I'd love to do I don't know quite the lore well enough on the Varangard, but I'd love to do a narrative campaign where you did Path to Glory, but your general was a Varangard, not a Chaos Lord, a Varangard, trying to win Archaon's favour. I'd love to try that. If I ever did play Chaos, I would play Everchosen because I love the Varangard models. I'm not fussed for Skaven or like Bloodbound and stuff like that, but Varangard I do like. What did you miss? To be fair, I mean, I've been going for nearly 2 hours. I'm probably going to wrap this up in the next 5 minutes. But what you have missed, we've had some chats about things in Age of Sigmar, some random other conversations. I've shown off a couple of times, actually, a Knight Azeroth conversion that I've done. Show that off one more time because I'm so damn proud of it. There you go. Voila. Behold, a Knight Azeroth conversion from an Evocator, a Prosecutor, and some spares. There's other stuff. We haven't discussed loads of things. Like, it's been quite a quiet stream. It's been quite chill, actually, which I'm kind of glad about. It's been quite a chill stream, but you've missed a few things, but not a huge one. It's not one of those hiccups. It's not one of those massive, like, super crazy 1,000,001 things going on sorts of streams. So you picked a good stream to miss because it's been quite chill. It has been quite chill. Thank you. Like I said, it's just a conversion thing. I'm really proud of it, but yeah, it's just a conversion. This is the Ever-Chosen Solar Insignia from the Red Corsairs. Did they? Horn, the Ever-Chosen. Maybe. Are there any new SC battalions? No. Well, yes. Yes. But a lot of them got lost as well. So, the Sacrosanct have gained their chamber, plus the Grand Convocation, the Cleansing Phalanx, and the something battery? Hailstorm Battery, that's it. So we've got one for Secretors and Evocators, one for Castigators and Sour Stars, and then one for Heroes. But in terms of unique battalions, there's only one, and that's the Soul Strike Brotherhood, which is Vanguard and Sacrosanct. And it's quite small, there's not a lot in it. There's a lot of the old ones have gone walkabout, so the Celestial Hunting Pack, the Ether Strike Force, the Storm Vortex Garrison have all gone walkabout. So, yeah, they have gained battalions, but they've lost some battalions as well. And I do feel like we've lost out because you basically build the chambers and that's it, barring one. There's no cross-chamber battalions anymore, pretty much. Yeah, I'll take the compliment, thank you. It's just a model and I'm happy with the model. Glad you like it. No, Cleansing Phalanx. So it's 2 units of Evocators and 2 units of Sequitors. And then what happens is that if you buff the Sequitors with the Evocator spell, they also reroll to hit. So basically, they can then reroll everything by activating their shields. So they're rerolling to hit, wound, and save if you can cast a spell on them. This is basically what it means. Rerolling hits, wounds, and saves in the combat phase. They're not rerolling to save all the time. They're just rerolling to saves in the combat phase. But it's quite a good battalion. The problem is you need 3 to make up a Sacrosanct Chamber. It's very silly. You need 3 of them. So you need 6 units of Evocators that can be on Draco lines, but still 6 units of Evocators and 6 units of Sequitors. And then you also need 3 units of Castigators, 3 Celestial Ballistas, 3 Lord Ordinators, and then 2 or more Knights Incantor, a Lord Exorcist, and a Lord Arcanum of some kind. And that is how you make a Sacrosanct Chamber. So many Evocators. They're 200 points for 5. They're so expensive. Like, just to put that battalion on the table is 600 and some points before you pay for the battalion itself. To put the full bloody chamber on the table is 1,200 points in Evocators before you've kicked a ball. And in Sequitors, again, 6 units. That's another 700 odd points. No, it's 700 points-ish before you've started. It's silly. It's bloody silly. That's so good. Have I played the kill team? No, I haven't. In all truth. I'm kind of interested to give it a look, but I'm not that fussed for it, so I might not. We'll see. Big game exclusivity. It's big game for the chamber. The battalion, just to get the battalion on the table, like I said, it's about 700 and some points probably to put on the table. 2 units of evocators, 2 units of sequitors, that's 640, and a cleansing phalanx is 120. Yeah, it's about 750 points to put the battalion on the table. We just have to take 3 of them to get the chamber. That's where it gets silly. Why does all the darkness stuff in Khorne Demonkin? Assumingly because they can take the mark of Khorne. That's probably why. Because Slaves to Darkness can be marked, so they probably just got the mark of Khorne. Yeah, KDK is Khorne Demonkin from like 7th edition 40k. But yeah, they're in Blades of Khorne presumably because they can take the mark of Khorne and that's been included in a Khorne army. That's probably why. If I were to make a hypothesis. Anyway, though, it's come to that time of the evening, and I think I'm going to call it a night. It's 9 o'clock now. I've gone for about 2 hours. I know we had a bit of an extended break because I got a random phone call. But, yeah, that's going to be a stream, I think. So, thank you, everybody, for coming out. It's been a pleasure, as always, to talk with you all and catch up on the hobby and all that stuff. And if you, well, I don't think I really need to add to that. So, yes, thank you all for coming out. And I'll hopefully be back streaming soon, though I can't promise when because timetabling is a thing. Make sure you are watching Adeptus Podcasters when it comes out on Wednesday. You are not going to want to miss it. We've not recorded it yet, but it looks like it's going to be an absolute barn burner. And I really hope that you get a chance to watch it. It looks like it's going to be so much fun. Did AOS 2 improve big games? I think so. I haven't really played a big enough game to check. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this live stream. It's been a pleasure as always. This has been Tactica Imperialis, and I will see you all very, very soon. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.